Hello my friends and welcome back to Where Are They Now? In today's video, I'll be giving you the rundown on Lil Durk and why he's decided to take a break following his Lollapalooza incident. Let's dive in. Lil Durk has been listed as one of hip-hop's most prominent artists in the music industry. Known best for his drill sound and gangsta type rap, Durk has charted in some of the highest ranks in Billboard and curated a huge fanbase to surround him with support. Despite his songs being more on the explicit side of the music scale, their topics and themes range from a multitude of relatable content such as life, love, struggles, and money. Durk's biggest specialty is presumably his pop lyrical fusion brand, with defining notes of Chicago being rooted directly into his music. In recent songs, Durk has stepped into newer genres to blend them with his original concepts. Furthermore, Durk is currently maintaining his engagement with his fiancée and social media influencer India Royale, who have super sweet chemistry and typically don't shy away from packing on the PDA. But before we get into all that, let's rewind a bit. Lil Durk was born on October 19, 1992 under the birth name Durk Derrick Banks. He grew up with experiences of a complicated childhood in Chicago, Illinois. His father, Dante Banks Sr., was imprisoned when Durk was merely 7 months old. Moreover, there's not much known information regarding Durk's mother, but it has been reported that his parents also birthed Durk's older sibling, named after his father, who also went by OTFD Thing. In an unfortunate event, Dante Jr. was gunned down in Chicago on June 6, 2021. Durk hailed from a low-income family growing up, and the American rapper had to take on the responsibility of taking care of them from an extremely young age. In result, he eventually dropped out of his former high school, Paul Robeson, and never looked back on his education. Durk was also involved with the gang Black Disciples, where he would soon face severe legal issues. He was eventually admitted to prison in relation with weapon charges back in October 2011. Overall, Durk takes on a more refrained, bold, and vibrant personality, which is extremely in line with his music as well. He pens relatable lyrics which often resonate and sympathize with fans and non-fans alike, and has accumulated a fortune in his career so far. He's seen fairly often flexing large wads of $1,000 bills throughout his social media posts, specifically on his Instagram. His last estimated reported net worth was detailed to be around $3 million, which mainly derives from his music sales, concerts, performances, and merchandise sales. As a youngin', Durk harnessed a grand passion for singing, but he only became serious about jumping in the deep end for his career in 2011. His debut of Sneak Dissin' the following year was proof of how quickly Lil Durk was busting in to take over the industry. His second single, I'm a Hitter, received even more positive reviews, and it only kept looking up for him from then. He eventually dropped his Life Ain't No Joke mixtape, which showcased his rapping tone and style, and later went on to sign Def Jam Records and release his LA Anthem and This Ain't What You Want singles. Following his record label deal, he pushed out his fourth mixtape titled Signed to the Streets, which was dubbed the best mixtape of 2013. In this, it features songs Bars Part 2, 100 Rounds, and Bang Bros, to name a few. His first full studio-length album seen its release in 2015 under the title Remember My Name. In the same year, it charted 14th on Billboard's 200, and he pumped out another hit single titled My Beyonce. Continually, this song certified gold in 2017 by the RIAA, or the Recording Industry Association of America. Durk went on to release several more albums and singles, and in time, he soon gained traction for his famous diss tracks, which poked at his iconic rivalries with artists like Chief Keef, which was his longest known celebrity beef, as well as Tyga, The Game, King L, Lil Reese, and the Gangsta Disciples, collectively. Another rap feud involvement Durk was a part of was with former gang member Tay 600, which aired out their personal affairs in a messy fight. But despite all this, Durk has also maintained and created great connections with a lot more artists, which eventually led to some collaborations. Rap stars French Montana, Dej Loaf, Yo Gotti, Meek Mill, 21 Savage, Nicki Minaj, and Polo G are just a few among the many he's teamed up with previously. In line with the success of his music and collaborations, Durk featured on Canadian rapper Drake's Laugh Now, Cry Later album. His own collaborative album titled The Voice of the Heroes alongside Lil Baby on June 4th brought him endless chart toppers and significant sales. Therefore, over the years, Durk's network has surely steadily increased. Durk's 2010 rap collective project Only the Family included Black Disciple members like the late King Von and Lil Reese. Currently, the label has artists such as Young Tory and Lil Sky signed to them, amongst others under Almano Records and Interscope Records. Durk currently holds the position of leader and management of this label, which means he holds all control and comprises a large income earning from this. The start of Durk's career launched from his association with social platform YouTube, and Durk has seen his commitment to the site through to this day. His 3.44 million subscribers on his channel obtains an average total view of over 2.4 billion, where he uploads behind the scenes content, music videos, and official audios. In accordance with Social Blade, Durk earns a range between $20 $26.5K to $424.1K a month, making his yearly estimate anywhere between $318.1K to $5.1 million from his channel alone. In short, he's definitely benefiting from his channel. Alongside his music, the musician also has a niche for fashion and has since launched his own merch under the brand OTF Clothing. Here, Durk has crafted album-inspired fits with clothing items that range from t-shirts, sweatpants, hoodies, shorts, and hats. His merch also includes accessories, music, and other miscellaneous apparel as well. Durk, among the many titles he takes on, is also a father. He's helped in the birthing process of multiple children with multiple baby mothers, but is living proof of straying away from the stereotypical chokehold that is black male fathers in the rapping industry. His love life and relationships date back as early as 2013, but his only known baby mother is a woman named Nicole, who gave birth to Durk's first two children, son Angelo Banks and daughter Bella Banks, when Durk was 17. Since Durk has also become a father to children Zayden Banks, Demir Banks, and Skylar Banks respectively, all sharing different mothers as well. However, aside from Durk fathering so many children thus far, the artist is still super supportive of every single one of them and never misses their important events. Now, remember when I told you about the Lollapalooza fiasco at the start? Here's how it pertains to what we've learned so far. Durk took to Instagram to announce that he will be taking some time off to recover from an injury he obtained by a pyrotechnic at this year's Lollapalooza event over the weekend. The now 29-year-old rapper was amidst a Chicago crowd of thousands when a sudden smoke bomb from the stage set off directly in his face during his Saturday night set. Fans have captured video proof which has since been circulating the internet with full prayers for the artist. In it, Durk can be seen staggering backwards from the device to wipe his eyes off with his shirt. However, he pulled through the rest of his performance, but not before making it clear he wanted no more smoke bombs going off on stage while he performed. In a recent Instagram post, Durk uploaded an image of himself seated in a hospital with a bandaged patch over one of his eyes. He captioned the post, "Due to the incident that happened on stage, I'ma take a break and focus on my health." He continued by thanking fans and showing his appreciation for them as he explained how he dedicated the rest of his performance to them. Durk has over 20 US tour dates lined up for him before the end of this year, though it's not clear yet how many of these concerts may be affected by this untimely incident. Still, Lollapalooza has not stepped forward with any comment on the spiral of the events, which came about as Durk was performing his Back in Blood track. On the topic of downfalls, aside from Durk finding immense fame and happiness outside of his latest update, he also suffered extreme loss around him. His late friend King Von's life was taken in Atlanta on November 6, 2020. This was devastating news to Durk because the two previously shared a super tight bond. Furthermore, his cousin MacArthur Swindle was another loss in Durk's life, as Swindle was killed in Chicago shortly after. These two tragedies were faced prior to the death of his older brother Dante Banks Jr. mentioned prior. But since Durk has picked himself up time and time again to stand strong and continue working at his dream. And speaking of, on a more positive note to wrap up today's video, Durk has since scored his second #1 in the US in March with his 7th studio album to date titled 7220. The record is now his biggest hit to date, called Broadway Girls, and is in collaboration with country singer Morgan Wallen. Their team up was questionable to many since Morgan was tangled up in a controversy regarding him shouting the N-word outside his Nashville home. Morgan went on temporary suspension via his record label and was officially banned from several country music TV and radio stations. But surprisingly enough, Durk later stepped up for Morgan by telling the world he was, quote, "not a racist, just made a mistake." He also further expanded on this comment by explaining how they spoke for a long time following the incident, and in Morgan's public situation, Durk could vouch for him as a good person. Currently, Durk is settled down in his engagement with his fiancée, India Royale. He popped the big question during a hometown concert in December 2021. The public star's relationship first began in 2017, where they developed a mutual attraction and understanding of one another. For Durk's big reveal, he first serenaded her with his 2018 India Part 2, while his then girlfriend joined his onstage performance at the United Center. Since the two have welcomed a daughter who is currently 3 named Willow. Durk currently holds the title of stepfather for India's eldest daughter, Skylar Royale, as well. Presently, Durk is comfortably living with his fiancée and 2 daughters, frequents his social media accounts, and proves his hard work and courage will always be commendable. It seems all is well that ends well, I guess. Now that is it for today's WATN. If there are any other Hollywood hotties you'd like to see in our next rundown, please feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and don't forget to let us know what your thoughts are on today's Where Are They Now video. This was your host Michaela, and I'll see you all again in the next one.